Okay, let's close our last lesson here, and we're going to create a new Photoshop image. We're going to learn about the gradient application. It's on page 27 right here. We're going to follow along in the book as far as the directions go. Now the gradient tool looks just like this right here on your toolbar. It shares the same place as the paint bucket. The shortcut is G on your keyboard. So press G, and you got the you probably have the paint bucket left open from last time, but the gradient tool is the very first one that pops up. Does anybody know what gradient does? What is gradient? Yeah, kind of a pattern. Like let's say you got red on the left and blue on the right. Gradient fades like a gradual transition from one color to the other through the middle. And that's what the gradient does. Now, let's go ahead and open up a new document. So let's go File, New, or Command N is the shortcut. And we are going to call this Gradient. Think of gradual and gradient. A gradual change from one color to the other. And the width and height. The width is 460 pixels. Height is 60 pixels. Leave the background white. Resolution 72. Once you have those settings correct, you click OK. It opens up and it's like a long banner looking item. Now we're going to talk about the gradient. Like I said earlier, it's right here on your toolbar. Was everybody able to find and select gradient tool? Alright, you're going to love gradient. Now watch me. Everybody stop and watch me. Stop and watch me. I got the gradient tool. Now I'm going to click and drag to the right and check it out. Click and drag, click and drag. Basically, it's just copy. Each time I do it, it copies over the previous one. Now I can go up and down, and those lines go that way, or I can go left and right, and they go vertical. All right, you have to choose a gradient pattern at the top in the tool options bar. Right up here. Now I can switch it out to still bar. Okay, we have different kinds of linear. We have different kinds of gradient. Linear gradient is the default. It can be changed by clicking the other icons on the tool options menu. The second one is radial. It does circles. You can make circles as small or as big as you want. You can also use the angle gradient. Kind of looks like a three-dimensional or a reflective gradient. Several lines. Or a diamond gradient. Makes a diamond shape. Another thing to experiment with is if you double click up here where the colors show in the tool options, you can change up a gradient. Like I could change this yellow to black. Or I can make this yellow go away by clicking and dragging it down. I could change this yellow to purple. And then click OK. There you go. It's the colors that I chose. One last cool thing I want to show you. If you choose a pattern like Russell's Rainbow that has a transparent area. Remember we talked about transparency with the checkerboard? Well, if it has transparent on the outside with colors on the inside, you can put several of them. Several colors. Because it's transparent. It's not covering up like the others were doing. So you can have a whole bunch of different types of gradients. Now if you don't like rainbow, you can pull some of those out, spread that out. You could click and add a new color. There you go. So let's experiment with some of these, and we're going to create three different gradient images. So this first one, we're going to go File, Save As. We're going to find our Lesson 1 folder. It might be under Recent Places. And we're going to name the first one 01 Gradient dot GIF. So we're going to choose CompuServe GIF this time under the format, and then save, and then OK. And then you're going to choose a different gradient, and then go File, Save As, 02 Gradient, CompuServe GIF, save. You're going to do 3 of them. So let's do the third one. Spot stripes. You can try to use a different gradient type. I don't like that spot stripes one. But make sure they're all 3 different. How about radio for this one? And then save the third one as 03 gradient dot GIF. So choose CompuServe GIF as the format for all 3. Put it in your Lesson 1 folder and click Save. And that's as easy as it gets for the gradient application.